So we are really concerned about the high impact type of crashes that bring about mass casualty. And all the crashes that we recorded the past weekend were mass casualties. A mass casualty is a crash where 2 or more people perish. That's what we define as a mass casualty. Inadequate number of specialized medical care and facilities is another challenge. I can, for instance, talk about the neurosurgeons in this country. By now we only have 3, and 2 are based in Windhoek. So you can imagine the situation when it's December, when it's festive season. These doctors also want to spend time with their families. There are times when we are left with no doctor, no specialist to attend to some of the injuries. Other challenges are lack of ownership of land. By claimants, I've mentioned that we started the new program of house modifications. But we cannot modify a house that's not owned by a claimant because they move on. Today you are renting here, tomorrow you are renting at another place. We have started talks with the minister to see whether we can get access to land so that we can build cost-effective structures for our claimants. And that's really the only way that we can declare them independent. Lack of enforcement of employment for people with disability. We want to retain people to work. There is apathy by some employers to take back their employees once they've sustained serious injuries. Yes, it is true that when our employees are injured, they can probably not perform the same duties that they were performing prior to the crash. However, the program is in such a way that this employee can be trained into something else. They can still add value to the organization or to the company. Some employers are not embracing this program. We also offered financial assistance to 3 medical doctors to study in orthopedic surgery, medicine, urology, and neurosurgery. And to date, 1 of these doctors has completed their training. In terms of rehabilitation, the focus is to retain those that were working to work, to return school-going children to school, and others who are not working to at least a position of independence. And this program started in 2014. During the financial year of 2015-16, 84% of 436 claimants achieved their rehabilitation goals within 6 months post-injury. We also established a spinal cord injury rehabilitation unit with the Ministry of Health and Social Services at Windhoek Central Hospital. And during the past financial year, we rehabilitated 34 persons, and in the first year we rehabilitated 54 persons. In total, it's over 88 persons that were rehabilitated in that unit. And these are only those who were injured in motor vehicle accidents, but the treatment is not limited to our clients alone. We've also rolled out caretaker training for those who are taking care of the seriously injured. We started with a program of home modification. Now, we realized that if your goal is to return people to independence, you have to take care of their homestead, you have to take care of their surroundings, you have to take care of their assistive devices in order for that to enhance their independence. And a common problem is that when you are, for instance, using a wheelchair, accessibility in the house is a challenge. When you are able-bodied, a normal door, a standard door is what you require. You don't need a ramp, you can walk by yourself. But as we are encouraging independence, we're encouraging people to propel themselves in the house. We have to adjust their houses. And it is so that In most cases, our claimants do not own houses. They are renting places.
In direct relation to the Namibian chapter on the decade of the action for road safety, key components of Namibia's strategy focuses on road safety management, safer roads and mobility, safer vehicles, safer road users, and post-crash responses. The MVA fund has played an immeasurable role, especially Pillar 4 and 5, which are safer road users and post-crash responses, as it undertakes concerted and ongoing efforts in ensuring that road users are educated with the main purpose to change mindsets, attitudes and behavior, and to create a deep-rooted culture of road safety among all road users. According to statistics provided by the MVA Fund call center thus far, we have lost 307 precious lives, with 3,044 persons injured in 1,772 crashes. Included in these statistics are the mass casualties which occurred last Saturday and Sunday, when a total of 11 lives were lost in 2 separate incidents. How much longer must we bemoan the loss of life on our roads? Surely the loss of life is contrary to the right to life as enshrined in our Constitution and impacts on the core of our citizenry. We need to respect life. How are we to collectively realize the Arab prosperity plan as a forward-moving, unified nation if this trend continues? There is still a lot to be done to improve safety on our roads, because if the current road safety situation does not improve, if the numbers of persons injured in road crashes does not continue to decline, the fund may find itself back on the drawing board as it disperses resources on supporting persons affected by the road crashes.